what I was saying, foam roller, Pilates ball deflated, tennis ball or any small ball, a block, and a TheraBand light to medium setting, okay? As always, if you have any injury, please make sure that you listen to your body. At the very same time, I mentioned last time, the nerve system has two ways to communicate. One is sensory, the physical sensations, and then there's the emotional sensation. So many times if we have fear or trauma or a memory from an injury in the past, oftentimes the nerve system will respond from that emotional rather than the physical. So oftentimes you might think that you have so much pain, but you have to ask yourself, oftentimes, is it the physical? Is it really physical, or is it emotional? Okay, and that will help you to see clearly if you need to be a little bit more courageous to sit in the discomfort that is not screaming, but maybe you're emotionally screaming. That makes a huge difference for recovery. Okay, that's researched and talked about oftentimes. So when you feel discomfort or pain, and one of the ways to also explain that is, let's say we did one type of exercise, and you're already anticipating the challenge. So you already, before we even did, you're not feeling anything, but you're anticipating. That creates that emotional response. So everything is going to be way more challenging because you already set up your nerve system to respond that way. So sometimes sit back a little and just watch. The worst thing that can happen, you don't push 100%, but take 5%, check the water, and then back off a little. Again, move forward. So your body, you have to trust, is designed to heal. Your body is designed to heal. But to heal, you have to go through the discomforts at times, okay? So let's get started on our foam roller on the sacrum. Move your your toys out of the way for now. And now you're right on the sacrum, your shoulders and head on the floor, your feet are on the floor. Open your feet about hip-width apart, and then just press the foam roller and press your sacrum, your pelvis to the foam roller. And the important part is to start to keep a little pressure in there. And you may or may not stay on one side a little bit longer, but notice which side has better range of motion. And then use your breath. Again, just go slow. We're just warming up in here. Use your breath to shift energy from one place to another. And then notice your nerve response. Is it physical? Is it emotional? Can you soften and try to relax into the stretch here? And now come center, lift your left leg off the floor, your left foot. And now take your left knee towards your right knee. And then grab your left hand to your left knee and open the left knee sideways, like you're doing a little frog. And now take your knee towards your right knee, internal rotation. And now take it over to the left. Drag the knee towards your chest, or really towards your elbow. Take your left hand behind your left knee and now extend your leg ever so little. It's very soft. We're not trying to stretch out the leg. We're trying to hydrate here. Open and close. Bend and straighten little. Press your back body to the foam roller. And I slowly come back in, and I take your knee again towards your right knee. And take it out again, pull that knee towards your elbow. Slowly release your left leg down. Rock your knees right and left, right and left. Right knee comes up. Give it a little hug here. Good. And take your right hand or left hand to the left knee. Right knee to left knee. Actually, your right hand, and then cap your knee and pull your knee towards your right elbow. Breathe. Feel free to circle your ankle. And then right knee towards your left knee, internal rotation. And then pull it out. Take your hand behind your right knee, ever so gently bend a little and straighten. Bend and straighten a little. No pulling behind your knee, you're just going gentle to your own range of motion without trying any harder than you need to. But use your breath. Notice where you feel resistance. Good, slowly come up, lower, shake it off side to side. We're sinking deeper into the bones, and I grab your foam roller, lift your feet off the floor, feet together, knees together if possible. And now you're pressing the foam roller as you travel your knees to the left. And now a little circles with your knees, little shearing of the tissue here. Maybe you close your eyes and breathe. And then come up, inhale, exhale, take it to the right. Lengthen your hips, breathe here. And then little circles. Catch yourself holding your breath. And then slowly come back. Drop your feet and lift your head off the floor. You're gonna go towards your mid-back, right below your ribs here. Take your hands behind you. Interlace your hands. And now lift your glutes off the floor. Just roll up and down a little. Now keep pressure on the foam roller and move slower than you think. Pressure on the foam. Feel free to turn your nose to the right. Come center and to the left. Iron your tissue. If you're turning to the right, draw that tissue behind on the foam roller like you're scraping any toxins. Good, and now lengthen your tailbone like you're doing a traction in your spine. Lengthen and maybe you lift your chin just a little bit, glutes are active. And now lower your hips down to the floor. Take the foam roller behind your neck. Just quick rinse here, balancing your spine. Now remember, this type of work is really, really recommended to do almost every day. If you want to be happy, if you want your tissue to be less stiff, you need to hydrate it. And something like that, 5 minutes a day, goes a very long way. All right. Take the foam roller out of your way. Lay on your back. A block close by you. Notice how you feel. Lift your palm, no, don't lift your palms. Take your block between your knees on the medium setting, between your thighs, I would say. Press your feet down to the floor. We're gonna go into our little bridges. Remember, they're very low. Step your feet down. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your sacrum, lift your low back only. Your ribs are on the floor. Doing a little warm up. Now lengthen your hips towards your calf muscles. Lower your low back only and breathe into that space. Lower your sacrum and breathe into that space. And lower your tailbone and breathe into that space. Good. Here we are. Inhale, lift your tail. Lift your sacrum, lift your low back. Stay here. Your low back is quiet. If it's not, then maybe lower your hips a little lower. Lift your palms over your heart, extend it to the ceiling. Make fist with your hands, little circles. All of you should know this in your sleep. We've done this so many times, and this is the best investment of or one of for happy low back and happy alignment in your body. Turn it the other way. Open your fingers and flick, 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 flick. You're sinking into your glutes. Breathe here. Take your hands to your thighs. 1 inch lift, lower. If you feel something in your low back, then lower your hips a little lower and fire up your glutes a little more. Lift and hold and lower. Lift and hold. Lower. Lift and hold and lower. Lift and hold. Stay here. Turn your palms towards one another. Stay low. Press the block in your hands and release a little. Squeeze and hold. Release. Squeeze and hold. Release. Squeeze and hold. Release. Squeeze and hold. You're sinking all the way to the bone and release. Squeeze and hold. And release. Squeeze and hold. Hands to your thighs. Lengthen your hips towards your calves. Lower your low back only and breathe here. Lower your sacrum and breathe here. Lower your tail. Notice how grounded you are. Move the block out of your way. Stay on your sacrum and now just drop your knees slightly to the right and to the left, resetting your SI joint here. Good. Take the block between your thighs, once again on the narrow this time. Palms open in a T position. Glue your feet to the floor and now visualize you have super glue. You're trying to lift your feet, sacrum on the floor. You should feel your lower abdomen working. Now lift your feet with all the power you have, slow motion. 90 degrees, spread your toes. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bulge your belly. Exhale, belly in, travel to the right slowly and lengthen your hips away from your rib cage. Now find the edge where you feel you're almost falling off that cliff, but your core has to hold you. Breathe here, draw the arms into the socket and bring your knees towards your chest a little. Now only the left hand comes off the floor, the left shoulder, 2 inches, just 2 inches. Breathe in here. Now think about the right arm comes off the floor. Oh, you might feel wobbly. Draw the arms in, that helps your core. That's a part of your core for 4. Press the block, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back home and rest. Flush it out, breathe in, massage your SI joint. And through your practice, always notice if you're really resting on your sacrum or on your tailbone or on the top of your pelvis. You want to be right in the middle. Inhale, superglue your feet, squeeze the block, power, and come up slow. Spread your toes, inhale. Exhale, belly in, travel to the left, slow, and lengthen your hips. Feel the stretch in your spine. Press the block, gaze up towards the ceiling. That's going to help you. Now find the edge of the cliff where you're almost falling, but your core is holding you. Breathe. And now lift your right arm, plug it in. And now visualize your left arm. Don't leave it yet. Visualize your left arm. And now lift it up. Oh, here is my weakness. Fight deeply, deeply. Use your physical, not your emotional. 4, breathing your knees towards your chest. 2, 1, power. Slowly come back and lower. Oh. Take a moment, shake it off. Breathe. Lift your feet, take the block between your shins, Lower your feet down, squeeze the block, sacrum on the floor. Take your hands behind your head, interlace your hands, elbows in, find your neutral spine here, and now listen. Inhale, squeeze the block, exhale, lift your shoulders off the floor 1 inch, only 1 inch or so. And now press your head to your hands, lift your chin. Take a photograph of that. Notice how that stabilizes your spine, your rib cage. Keep resisting your head to your hands. Lift your chin. Maybe close your eyes and feel that stability. And slowly lower down and rest. Inhale. Exhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders a little more. Now lift and resist your head to your chin. Start again. Resist your head to your hands, lift your chin. Power, sacrum grounded, lift your feet off the floor. Keep breathing here. Press your sacrum down. Now with your next breath, gaze over to the right, lift your chin, use your oblique muscles. Keep breathing, lift your shoulders off the floor. Maybe push your legs a little further from you, just a little. That's it, good, for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back home, lower down and rest. Exhale it out. Massage your SI joint. As we stabilize and strengthen, you're also shifting little cobwebs out of your body. Inhale, press your feet strong. Lift your shoulders, lift your chin. Press your head to your hands. Feel the difference. Now lift your feet off the floor. Oh, spread your toes, lift your chin. Press your sacrum strongly, inhale. Exhale, shift to the left. Lift your shoulders and lift your chin again and again. Push your legs forward just a smidgen. How is your head doing? 2, 1, come back home, lower down and rest. Move the block out of your way. Open your feet wider than your hips. And now drop your knees. Stay on your sacrum if possible. Drop your knees to the right and ground your left hip towards the floor. Maybe take your left hand over the hip bone. Press it down a little. And now breathe and bulge your belly. Stretch out those abdominal muscles. And then slowly come back home. Inhale. Exhale, travel to the left, lengthen your hips, and take your right hand and press your right hip down to the floor. It's not gonna touch, but you reminding it to stay grounded, and can you stay more on the center? Slowly come back up. Good. Hug your knees to your chest, rock and roll, and come up. A few shoulder rolls. Woo! All right. So find your TheraBand. Your legs are straight. And then take it right over the ball of your right leg. Make sure your band is even. Okay. Now you're still keeping that neutral spine. So imagine your hands behind your head, the triple S, your back of your skull, your scapula, your shoulders, and your sacrum all aligned together. Take the band to your right hand, not to your right hand, to your right leg. Both hands are grabbing. Give it the right amount. Lift your chest. And now bend your right elbow, doing a tricep, gaze to the right. And then slowly come back with control. Pull your left elbow to the left. So your left elbow, yeah, it's going not in, not tricep, it's going out. Out, yes. Different than the right. And now slowly bring it in. Good. If you feel like you need to make it tighter, you do so. Lift your chest. Bend your right elbow back. Use your triceps. Lift, lift. That's it, Kathy. Good. Now front lower ribs are down. Slowly come back in with control. Bend your left elbow out. Notice what's working. Can you lift your spine a little taller? Slowly come back in. Inhale, right elbow back. Gaze to the right, lift your chest. There's no back bend here. And then slowly come back. Inhale. Left elbow pulls out. Notice where you are for 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Inhale. Exhale, right, pull it back. Find all those little fibers in your body coming together, and then slowly release. Inhale. Lift your chest, left elbow going out. Feel that stability in your mid-back, your upper back, so important here. Your thoracic spine correlates with your pelvis. If the pelvis is off, most likely it's going to affect your rib cage, your knees, your ankles, and the other way around. Pull the right arm, pull the right arm. Breathe here, gaze to the right. Release it. Last one, left. Cactus, breathe, lift your chest. When you feel something new in your body, celebrate and adopt it to your network. Slowly release it, take a little rest, a few shoulder rolls. Now turn your palms up, lift your chest. And now bend the elbows, lift your chest, don't compromise. Biceps, and then slowly lower. Now when you're coming back, there's still a little bit of engagement. Inhale, exhale, press and bring it in. Lift your chest. 2, 1, slowly release. Inhale, exhale together. Now listen, Lower your right hand only. Oh. Bring it in. Lower your left hand only. Oh my goodness. Find the imbalances. Breathe into them. Bend your left elbow. Hold it. Lower your right. Bend the right elbow. Lower your left. Stay here. Bend your left elbow. Lift your chest. Lift your chin. Slowly come down. Oh, release. Relax the band for a moment. Open your fingers. Shake it off. Shake it off. A few shoulder rolls. So we have to go through the mud, and then the results will come. Maybe not today, but in 2 days, 3 days, a week. All right, so now we're gonna lay on our back. We're still on the right side. So you're gonna come all the way back. You can bend your left leg, grab your band, and then bend your elbows. So maybe your elbows on the floor. Hopefully your band can allow you that. You're on the ball of your foot, quad muscles are active. You are on your sacrum. And I inhale, visualize you pulling through molasses. Press that right leg, look at your leg, align it with your hip. Press it down, but do not let your low back arch. So you're only going as low as you can. Quad muscles are active. Breathe and feel, have your muscles, everything is working. Slowly lift it up. Inhale. Front lower ribs down, sacrum grounded, right at the center, pull. Engage your quad muscles. Every part in your body is working here, but notice what you feel. Breathe here. You might even feel some tendons shifting into the midline, adjusting themselves, and hug those muscles to the bone. Breathe here. Slowly lift it up. Inhale. Exhale, front lower rib down, sacrum on the floor. Hug your muscles to your leg. Lower down. Keep breathing here. Stay here. Now we're going to do abduction and adduction. Pull the leg, keep your toes up the whole time to the right. Don't lose your left here. And now squeeze it all the way to your left knee. Push it out to the right. Slow and control. Abduction. Toes are up. Bring it in all the way. Adduction. Squeeze your inner thighs. One more. Abduction. Outside. Toes are up. Quad muscles active. Adduction in. Squeeze and feel. Come back to neutral. Your legs are strong. Extend your left leg off the floor. Can you feel your core? Stay here, sacrum on the floor. You are not on your tailbone. If you feel that you're on your tailbone, lift that left leg a little higher. And now lift your leg all the way as far up as it goes. The left leg, left leg, left leg. Keep your right leg extended. And then lower your left leg, but do not arch your back. Lift and hold. Press your sacrum. Lower down. Keep your right leg steady. One more. Lift and hold. Lower down. Bend your left leg. And now take your hands to your right with the band. Actually, with both hands. And then open your right leg to the right. Lengthen your inner groin towards your inner heel. Like you're pressing your foot to the wall. Breathe. Let your left knee open to the left a little. That will give you a little bit more stability. Now listen. Come all the way up, move your strap or your band to your left hand, open your right hand in a T position, extend your left leg, and now drop your right leg to the left. Take your right thumb to the crease of your right thigh and lengthen the hip away from your rib cage. Feel free to bend and straighten your right leg. It feels better to bend and straighten, quite honestly, because you're hydrating the tissue. Here comes the little IT band region. So the IT band is like a piece of leather. You know, you can't really stretch the IT band, but it's all the tissue around it and the attachment from the hip and from the knee. So you bend and straighten, and we're hydrating that tissue. Bend and straighten, but with purpose. Bend slow and push slow. Your thumb is still creating space in the crease of your thigh. And maybe last time you stay with your straight leg or semi-straight leg and keep lengthening the right sit bone towards your left heel. Come upright. Release the band, rock and roll, come all the way up. Oh, hello. Take a moment. You know, stillness really creates a great amount of healing. You know, also for the nerve system, we talked about the emotional and the physical. When we go, the nerve system is responding most of the time to the emotional. It's constantly on, right? So when you just give your nerve system the opportunity to slow down, over time you're rewiring your nerve system to respond a little bit less, okay, and to react a little less, but to have more clarity of where you really are. So those are the things you don't really find in books, in exercise books. It's one of those things you have to practice and learn. Okay, find your band in half. Take it over the ball of your left foot. Find your triple S, that means neutral spine, back of your skull, as if you had your hands there. Front lower ribs are going down and in, and then your sacrum. Okay. Flex your feet, inhale. Lift your chest, your core is strong. Bend your left elbow back. Gaze to the left, option. Shoulders over your hips, not back. Slowly release, inhale. Right elbow out. Oh, breathe and feel the difference. Even if it feels uncomfortable, shine your light inside of that. I feel it just like you do. And slowly release. Left elbow back, gaze back. Use your strength, long spine. Breathe. Slowly come back in, inhale. Visualize you sprinkling sun and water through your movement, right elbow. Pull it back. Yeah, lift your chest. Keep noticing your alignment. Slowly come back in. Inhale. Left elbow, pull back, gaze to the left. Lift your chest a little taller. Come back in. Right elbow, pull it back. Be brave enough to get into the discomfort. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back. Oh. I'm exhausted. One more. Inhale. Left elbow. Slow, pull it back. And especially the one shoulder you might have an injury, really pay attention. Don't be afraid. Mobility is the best thing. Slowly come back. Of course, not the best thing. Stability first. Mobility is second. And our last one, right elbow. Pull, pull, pull. Long spine for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back. Take a little rest. Okay, so now we're gonna bring the palms in. It's gonna be starting from the top. Okay, lift your elbows, lift your chest. A little more awkward here. Squeeze and lift, 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 and then lower. Lift your elbows in like you have a block. Ooh, feel that length in your spine, in your mid-back. Slowly lower. Your elbows would want to sway to the right and left. Squeeze them in. Lift and hold. Breathe. Ooh. Slowly lower. Okay, just 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Ooh. For 3. So when I'm challenged like that, I really celebrate because I know I need this. And lower. Oh my goodness. Okay, 2 more. Inhale. Use your physical, not your emotional. Lift and hold. 3, 2, lift your chin. Oh, I'm breaking a sweat here. Okay, last one. Inhale. Exhale, lift and hold. Lift your chin. Mid-back super strong. 2, 1. Oh my gosh. I'm very happy because I felt a lot of new things in my body. So yay. All right, come back to your back. Ground your sacrum. You're on the ball of your foot. Bend your elbows until you feel enough resistance and enough stability. Engage your quad muscles. Press your right foot and ground the sacrum to the floor. Inhale, look at your left leg aligned with your hip, and now spread your toes lower down until you feel that you're stable. If your low back is arching more than it's neutral, then you went too low, or you didn't fire up your core enough. And now slowly lift it up through resistance. If you feel pulling behind your knee, micro bend in your left knee. Inhale. Exhale, push it down. Visualize your heel aligned with your sit bone, going straight down. Press your sacrum to the floor. Slowly come up. Inhale. Press your sacrum, lower down. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale, lower, slow, slow. Every part in your body is working here. Now, abduction and adduction. Kick your leg to the left. Keep your right hip grounded, toes are up. Squeeze it into your right knee. Kick it out. Breathe here. Every part in your body is working. Come back in. Oh. Feel it. 2 more. Abduction, kick it out. Bring it in. Squeeze, last one. Use your breath, abduction. Bring it in. Now bring it back to neutral. Inhale, extend your right leg. Quad muscles are active. Keep your left leg where it is. And now lift your right leg like you have a sandbag. Sacrum grounded. Lower your right leg only until you feel stable. Press your sacrum on the floor. Lift and hold. Breathe here, don't tense up, use your strength. Lower down, your inner light is there to help you. We only have one more. Lift and hold. Lower down. Awesome, relax your right leg. Take both hands together. Inhale. And now exhale, open your left leg to the left. From the inner groin, lengthen towards your heel and lengthen your left sit bone forward. Your right knee can open in a little frog or whatever works good for you. Lengthen your left sit bone. Breathe. Feel free to bend and straighten your knee a little bit. Good. Slowly come upright. Extend your right leg all the way out. Take the band to your right hand and your left thumb to the crease of your left thigh. Bend your left knee, inhale, and now travel to the right. Your right elbow can stay on the floor. Bend and straighten your left leg. Keep creating space in the crease of your left thigh. Bend and straighten. Keep your left foot in neutral. Notice where it wants to go. Align your foot, your toes with your knee. Wherever your toes, that's wherever your knee, your toes go with it. Keep lengthening your left sit bone towards your right heel. Lots of light aromatherapy oil here. Good. Slowly release it, come back center. Stretch your hands, release your hands, have your knees to your chest. Wiggle your ankles. Good. Take your left ankle over the right knee, heel to your right foot to the right, and now drop your knees over to the left, but go slow. So I'm not looking for 100, I'm looking for where you feel a good amount of release. And if you need to take your little Pilates ball under your left knee for support, then you'll be able to surrender a little bit more. Relax your arms, gaze over to the right. Use your breath like an invisible muscle. Bulging your belly, you're going to create lengthening that tissue. Visualize you blowing a balloon slowly. Start to relax into your knees and your shoulders, your wrists, your ankles. Allow the force to be with your breath. Can you really notice how you're breathing and there is a pause? When you pause, that's your maximal breath. You feel your belly bulging. There's a lot of tension. And from that tension, you exhale. Come back home. Drop your knees to the right, but not all the way, just a little bit. Breathe into your low back here. Slowly come home. Release your left leg. Right ankle over your left knee. Heel to your left foot to the left. If you need the ball, let it just be ready in case you need it. And then on the exhale, belly in, lengthen your hips away from your rib cage. I'm going to put a ball there because I don't want to go all the way down. I want to find something that can be organic. Okay, I'm not forcing my body. I'm just letting it go slow. Trying to find the props to allow your bones to relax into the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. And again, as we settle down, more habits come up to the surface. Notice where you can soften and change and let go. So you're doing a checklist, your knees, your ankles, your shoulders, your hips. And then notice how your body is expanding with the breath. Slowly come back up. Drop your knees to the left, just a little bit, just a little. Lengthen your right sit bone away from your body. Slowly release and come back home. Rock and roll. Ah, how we doing? Doing okay? All right. So we have one more little important to align the rib cage and the pelvis. A lot of the times, the body is not isometric. There's always a little shift. However, for some of us, if we compensate, it's very possible that one rib cage is rotated forward, and that's going to throw the hip, okay, or the other way around. So if you look at some people, they have one shoulder that is lower and one hip that is higher. So this side plank will help us with that. That's one of those like building blocks. We will look at them, okay? So come to your forearms, stack your knees together. Glutes are active. We already have the memory of all of those muscles, and every part in your body is zipping together. Take your right hand in front to the side, and now with your next breath, lift your hips and take your hand, maybe grab your left ear. But I want you to breathe into that rib cage. Glutes are active, and now bring your right chest just forward a smidgen. And now pull the rib cage up towards your ear. Yeah. For 3, lift your hips. 2, 1, slowly come down. Take your right leg behind you, swing your arms to the right. Slowly come back. We'll do it one more time. Forearm on the floor. Stack your knees together. 1, 2, 3. Lift your hips. Grab your left ear. Bring your right chest or the top chest forward a little. Hollow your belly. Now lift your rib cage. Can you breathe into the top ribs? 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Stack your knee behind. Open your arms. Breathe in here. So your breath is the major mover here of those muscles. It's very important. What happens is when you have that rib cage lowered, it's compressed, and now you can't breathe properly in there. That's going to drag your body down. Slowly come up. Forearm to the floor, opposite side. Lift your rib cage off the floor. Take your top hand sideways. 1, 2, 3, lift your glutes. Take your hand to your bottom ear. Bring your top chest a little forward. And now lift your rib cage. Breathe here. Like a little bow in your top part of the body. Breathe into those ribs. Bring your top chest just slightly down for 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Left knee or top knee behind you. Little stretch. Inhale. Breathe, breathe. Use your breath. Expand that rib or those ribs. And then come back again, second time. Forearms, stack your knees. Left or top hand sideways. 1, 2, 3. Push and lift. Grab your bottom ear. Bring your top chest forward a little. And now lift your rib cage. Expand your rib cage like you're doing a little bow. But lift your hips. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back. Stretch it out. Ooh, alarm is going off. Quick, quick, quick. All right. Slowly release it. Great job, everyone. All right. So now we have the little ball. And we're going to take it right between your, actually right between, no, T12 and L1. So it's going to be right around your mid-back. You may use your Pilates ball as well. So we're going to take it right into the mid-back somewhere. Pilates ball under your sacrum. Okay, and then shimmy your hips to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Now when you go over the bumpy parts in your spine, those processes, just be a little gentle, like you're going over a bridge and then you press. You go over the bridge and you press, and you may feel radiating sensation towards your hips or towards your shoulders. Breathe in there. And you may even go towards your ribs a little bit, very gently here. Good. Move the ball out of the way, and I take it right to the left side of your shoulder blade. On the left side. Adjust your ball if you need to. It might even be closer to your low back. Okay. And now shimmy your hips right and left. Roll over that little tennis ball. Shifting to the left and coming back. So those intercostal muscles also getting a little massage, and all of the layers of the muscles along your spine, the rectus spinae, those keep you upright and stable. Okay, breathe in here. Now, with the ball, you can roll up and down as well, up and down. The benefit of having the Pilates ball that you have a little bit more movement here, side to side, up and down. Go take it to the right. And do the same, go side to side. Notice if there's sensations that you need to address. And then up and down. Also, notice if there's a relationship between where you are to your hips or to your shoulders. As we said before, your thoracic spine, your rib cage is connected to your pelvis. Good. Slowly release it. Take a moment here. And I will go to the top upper trapezius with the ball, right below your cervical spine, give or take, closer to the spine. And now you can lift your left arm up and down. Up and down. You can also do a little circle. You can also bend your elbow like you have a tray in your hand and the tray is facing the ceiling the whole time. And you can bend and travel to the crown of your head with your elbow and to your rib cage. And of course, you can travel up and down over the ball. Any one of those, explore. Good. Slowly release it. Take it to the right side. Notice what gives you the best feedback. And then if you notice something needs more attention, this will be your homework. Get on the mat 5-10 minutes a day. All right, slowly release the ball. Lift your hips and move your Pilates ball. Rest on the floor, notice. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Rock and roll, come all the way up. And now we're gonna take the foam roller, a block or your ball for a pillow. Left arm underneath you. You're resting on the left side of your body. And I take the foam roller from the edge all the way to the back. Take it over your outer thigh. It could be higher, it could be lower, and then roll over the ball. I mean, roll over the foam roller with your right leg. Bend your right knee over the foam. And now you're just gonna roll forward and back. Glutes a little active here. Remember, the key here is less muscles, but more weight. You're crushing the foam with your bones, not with your muscles, okay? Visualize that. Oh, you guys keep going. I think the alarm went off and the police came to check on us. Keep going. Well, at least we know the service is working. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel free to go a little lower. You want to go over the edge. You know when you're on the edge, like you want to come to the front of your thigh, and you're going to find out tissue goes, oh my gosh. The vastus lateralis there. Ooh. So remember, like I said, we can really stretch the IT band. The IT band is like a sheath, creates stability, but all the tissue around it and underneath it. So that is the fascia that we talk about, the myofascial release. Once in a while, you might stick your tushy in and out because you're trying to release any pulled tissue. The slower you move, the deeper the sensations are. The only time we want to move a little faster is if we were not warm and we just need to hydrate that tissue a little bit more. So you just move a little bit. But now that we've done a lot of work, we want to do the deep cleaning. If you were higher up, you can go down towards right above the knee. Remember, the attachments are the important parts. Most injuries don't happen in muscles, they happen in joints. That's where the tendons, ligaments get affected. So we want to keep our joints happy. Your eyes and your intelligence gets inside of that tissue because you know what you're trying to do. You're trying to create hydration, blood flow, mobility. And like I said, move your hips a little bit because that helps you to release and create a flow of energy. Look at it like little twisted hose pipe, and now you're untwisting it and you're trying to liberate your whole body, all the bones in your body. All right, side B. It's easier to rest on the opposite side on your block or your ball. Go to the end of your foam roller. Take your bottom leg, and then roll over. Also notice which side is more intense. That gives you also feedback. And then notice this is the moment when you go into those uncomfortable places, and notice how much of it is physical, how much of it is emotional, maybe it's both. And how can we create an experience where we're trying to address the emotional or the physical, but from a place of kindness. So that means you might back off a little bit to allow your nervous system to relax, and then you tease that tissue again, a little bit at a time. Catch yourself, notice your jawline, your hips. Notice if you're frozen in your head. Shine the light and come to your body. Put the weight on the foam roller and move slow, slow. Okay, and now you're gonna go towards above your knee. Lots of pressure. Ooh. Roll until you find a spot that needs your attention. And when it becomes so intense, just back off a little bit and then go back and tease it a little more. And in your mind, you're going through this little awareness that you are trying to balance your body out. You're trying to detox what was built up in there from the last week, day, a year, who knows, right? We're just emptying, letting go, replenishing the body. Slowly release it and come up. Ah, so good. Okay, let's take this cross just to even out the spine now. So rest your whole back body now. Find your AAA, your sacrum, your shoulders, back of your skull. Lift and lengthen your tailbone. So now your spine is nice and long. We did a lot of nice work here. And just rock side to side, balancing it out. Go slow. Breathe. And you're trying to balance the right side and the left side, the front and the back, the top and the bottom. And I slowly release, get off the foam roller, lay on your back. Just see how all the goodness of you work, including those challenging things we did. Oh, yes. Notice how your body brought you to this place right here. And then we remember, hopefully you feel as good as I do, but you put that in your memory box, that when we do those challenging things, it helps us to get to this place right here. Roll over to the side, please. And come up to a seat. Bring your hands together. We take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And we take a moment to be grateful with a capital G. Because every time we're here, even though if we have little aches and discomforts and little injuries, the fact that we can show up and be here is such a blessing. And we only unfortunately acknowledge and recognize that when something happens where we're debilitated, right? Such as a cold, or hopefully it's just a cold. So when we're here and we can do those beautiful things, always be proud of yourself and be grateful. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful practice. See you soon. Bye-bye.